In this video, we're going to continue from learning classes, the basics of your encapsulation and your instantiation, into inheritance, which is the idea of creating a base class or a superclass where all your other classes can take essentially resources from that template. So for example, it copies all the attributes, all of the methods, the constructor, everything can get copied, and then you can add your own bits and bobs to tailor it. Good examples could be weapons in a game, vehicles, animals, character styles, that kind of thing. So we're going to switch across to, I'll be honest with you, it is a PowerPoint, the teacher's toolkit. I had to use a PowerPoint, so we'll switch across to the PowerPoint. I'm not going to create any animations, we'll just have it as a PowerPoint, do a bit more explanation, and then we'll get into some code. So inheritance is where we create a class which acts as what's called a superclass. So just like before in the last video, I created a class called car that had a couple of attributes in. It had engine size and colour. Now, what I might do in a program is have like a vehicle class. So a vehicle, speed, colour, size, all those bits and bobs. However, what we might do is have motorbike, tank, car, helicopter. They're all vehicles, but they'll all have subtle little changes compared to them all being a car. Same thing, I've got a nice cringy example from World of Warcraft. Every single one of those pictures on screen, all those different classes, are all the race human. Okay, so we've got mage, warrior, and rogue. They're all humans, so they'll all have the same running animation, they'll all eat, they'll all drink to get the mana back, eat to get the health back, but they'll all have different moves, let's say. So, I've got an example here of really simple. Now, it doesn't do much. If you can't copy this code, it's not going to do anything. But the attributes, we've got health, we've got size, we've got attack power, and we've got a bunch of methods as well. Now, this doesn't do anything, as I say, but let's say run, just, moves along the x-axis, jump, moves along the y-axis, attack, changes animation and does some damage, eating, puts health up, and then we've got, things like setters and getters and that kind of thing. Now, what this means for this is that any other class that inherits from this human will get health, size, speed, melee, range, attack power, run, jump, attacks, all the basic bits they'll all get. Now compare that to a rogue that says class rogue extends human, so it's inheriting from the human class. Still has things like health and things like that. Still sets the melee and range attack power. However, what I can do is add in some additional things like stealth, pickpocket, maybe their range attack power is reduced because they're a melee class, but their melee attack power is higher. It could be the same for a mage, where their range attack power goes up because they use spells, or a hunter that uses a bow. Doesn't really matter, but all those things, you see, I don't necessarily have to reset all those bits. I can do, for sure, but I don't necessarily need to have a new constructor either, because I can inherit it all from that human. So vehicle's a really good one. You might have a sports car that's got a higher speed, can drift compared to a tank that can shoot. They'll all still move, they'll all still get drawn and things. I think once we start going into the game stuff, it'll make a lot more sense. But yeah, that's essentially the basics of that. So we said about an animal class, what we might have is every animal can eat, sleep, grow. However, a wolf can howl, a dog barks, a chicken flaps, but a bird flies. We can all have subtle differences, but they can all inherit. And that's what we're going to look at now in code. Okay, so now what we're going to look at is actually implementing some inheritance. So I'm going to do a few subtle changes to this program from last lesson. In fact, you know what? Let's not. Let's start from scratch. Let's do it properly. So I'm going to make a. Should we go vehicle? Let's go animal class. Let's go animal. Okay, so in this animal, I'm going to do class animal constructor. I'm not going to worry about encapsulating this class. I'm just going to get it working. We'll worry about that later on. Now think about all the things that an animal can do. They can all eat. They can all move. Let's say that's it for now. However, we need some attributes. So let's say this dot size, and then I'll put some parameters in there, I think. So this dot size within size, this dot, I don't know. We'll give it a name. Okay, so it's just a blank animal class. Got in size and in name. And then when I eat, this dot size plus equals 1. And then let's not worry about move for now. What I might do is I might switch to graphical stuff and give that a show in. So I need to make sure that in my script, in my index, sorry, I've got animal.js now because I've changed it. And then what I can do is let pig equals new animal. Its size is going to be 10 and it's going to be a pig. Okay, console.log pig. So what should happen there? It should give us our new class. So size 10, name's pig. And then what I might do is do pig.eat console.log pig again. And now our size should be 11. There we go. So what happens sometimes in Replit is, I honestly cannot tell you why it does it, but instead of showing what it's like before and after, sometimes with arrays and things, it just shows at the end product. If anyone knows the reason why it does that, please let me know because it's really frustrating. But yeah, so I've then done pig.eat a couple of times now. Let's bang it in a few more times. It shouldn't be there like that, but it shouldn't matter, it's just a work. Let's just rerun it. Being a little bit slow. And we've got 4 pig.eat, so it's got 14. So nothing particularly special there. If we go to this animal class, what I might do though is actually make a pig class. Let's say pigs are quite greedy, but a mouse doesn't eat that much. And maybe when a pig eats, its size gets greater, let's say. So I might do class pig extends animal. Okay. So what it does now is this creates a new class for us. And now what we can do is I could actually say is a new pig. And it shouldn't actually make a difference. No doubt it'll do something stupid and crash in front of me, because when is it not so far on a video? There we go. Oh, it's worked. It's worked first time. So what's great about that is that it's just copied this eat function, everything like that, all from there. So it's taken all the attributes, size, name, the constructor, everything is exactly the same, which is perfect. However, we might want to add in some additional functionality. So what we might do is have oink. And that just does a little alert that says oink. Now, if I make let rat equals new animal, so it's small, so let's give it a size of 2. We'll call it rat. I might do rat.eat and console.log the rat. Let's just run this for now. What we should see is when it loads, camel. So we've got a pig class called pig, size 11 because it's eaten once, and we've got rat, so there's 2 separate things. Okay, now what I might do now is do pig.oink, spell it right. I'm going to do rat.oink. Now, the pig's oinked, great, and then it says rat.oink is not a function. That's because if I go into my animal.js, they're an animal that can only do the base things. Okay, they can eat, they can be created, but they can't oink. A pig can eat, it can be created, and they can oink as well. So I've extended that class. So it could be a case of like weapons in a game. You might have a base class for weapons that just sends a bullet out, but you might have a chain gun that has a faster rate of fire. You might have a shotgun that does like an area of effect. I'm thinking of the word. AoE effect. Area of effect. Yeah, I was right. Area of effect, or like a spray or whatever. God, it took way too long. You can tell it's early in the morning. So yeah, so it's really easy. I could, if I wanted to, make a rat class that does a little squeak and tie it up to me. Okay. Now, one thing you might want to do is override a function, a method. Okay, so I might add in eat again and do this dot size plus equals 10 because pigs eat a lot. Now, if I run that, what I should find is I should have pig's size should go to 20. Oh, get rid of the rat.oink because rats can't oink. What should happen is now console log. The pig size is 20, but the animal size, the rat, is only 3 because I've overridden. Okay, so we can create a class as normal. We can create a class that inherits all of the attributes and methods. And then what we can also do is override the superclass and change those methods. We override those methods to tailor it to what we need. Okay. We can also override the constructor. I think 9 times out of 10, you're probably not going to. I don't ever do it, but you can possibly override a constructor as well. I'm sure, some industries where you do have to override the constructor, but it seems to be rare that I do that because I just keep all the base things. You can still set new attributes and create new attributes inside your pig. That's not a problem. But your constructor, it's usually base things like, the name of it, the initial size or whatever it is. That's about it really for inheritance. So we'll get this on there. Like, subscribe as normal. Please give me some comments. If there's anything you think I can change, I know a few people have said that I'm not as animated when I talk compared to my lessons in real life. I think that's down to I like cracking jokes and there's no one to crack jokes with because I'm sat in an office on my own. But anything that was changed, let me know. Hopefully the quality is a lot better, the sound's a lot better, and what we're going to start looking to next is we've pretty much done all of the sort of how you create functions, how you create classes. That's basically it in terms of those beginner skills. We're starting to look into A-level stuff now. So I'm going to do a separate series on how you answer these programming questions eventually. I'm going to do the fun part first, which is the programming. So I think the next part of the series, if you want to continue listening, is going to be looking at graphics and how we can draw things on the screen, eventually leading into some form of game development using P5 Play. So as I say, like and subscribe, give me a comment, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one.